And of course, there it also refers to judges as being gods.
Yes, and I know that one. That one's actually, if you read the context, I think you'll find that interesting when it's talking about calling the judges gods. He's doing so in a chastising way, basically saying, you think you're gods, because they're so sinful.
No, he's not chastising. That's not, God isn't. That would be sarcasm, and God would not suit the sarcasm.
You don't think he could be sarcastic? You don't see the sarcasm in that? Do you think Jesus is Jesus ever sarcastic?
Does God use sarcasm in the Bible? Does Jesus use sarcasm anywhere in the New Testament? I guess the question could come down to how you define sarcasm. There's a fine line between sarcasm and satire, and the two terms are often used interchangeably, so maybe I could have used the word satire here instead. Regardless, in this case, here we are talking about Psalm 82, in which Jehovah was very clearly chastising the wicked judges for abusing the position he had placed them in. If you read that very short psalm from beginning to end, there is simply no question about that. But is satire or sarcasm rightly used in Scripture and not in a sinful way? Absolutely. I admit that when I was younger and didn't spend much time reading the Bible, I didn't think that could be the case. But there are actually many instances of it. So I was wrong back then. And so is she. I'll share a link in the notes below to a helpful article about the differences between sarcasm and satire in the Bible.
Is Jesus ever sarcastic in anything he says?
No, sarcasm is a put down, and Jesus and Jehovah would not put down. That would not be something that we shouldn't even be doing.
So
we're imitating Jehovah and Jesus.
Okay, so I'm just
make sense.
My point being, okay, so when Isaiah mocks the people following Baal, do you think he was sinning then?
He was using sarcasm, yes.
Right, but do you think he was being sinful when he did that?
Well, sinful, being sarcastic is not the same as killing somebody, is it? So there's a degree of sinfulness. Okay,
so you think he was sinning when he was mocking them?
Yeah, I think we sin without even knowing it.
Okay, that's interesting. Sorry, what was that psalm again?
I think it's 90, and I'm not quite sure.
Okay, we'll try that one first.
Yeah. No, that's another one that I like, but that's not the one.
Okay. I know.
That's the one about the lifespan.
I'm terrible with numbers. I forget verses all the time.
I have certain ones that I like, and then I get them mixed up with the one that you don't want them trying to.
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you just hang on a moment?
Sure.
I'm just going to get my other reference Bible that gives a cross-reference.
Actually, before we do that, I'm thinking it's maybe time for lunch. Why don't we make a note, and then you could look it up, and we can talk about it next time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to make a note here, too. So you're going to find that psalm.
Well, I just turned to Psalm 96, and verse 4 is kind of an interesting one. But that's not the one that I'm looking for.
Okay, we'll stay on track. I'll
While I was in the Psalms, I just came up there.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Like, but we could talk about that verse. We can talk about that verse. Okay.
That's what's so interesting about the Bible, isn't it?
Yes, there's so much in there. Okay, so we'll leave it for that one. So that was talking about angels and Jesus and gods. I'm just making notes here. Sorry. If it's okay with you, if we can pick up on that next time. And that's sort of pointing towards talking more about the nature of Jesus, because we're sort of already getting into that a little bit. So maybe we could kind of look at that for our focus for next time, if that works for you.
Can I ask you though, like, what do you mean by the nature of, like?
Well,
that's such a broad term.
Yes, it is.
Nature of Jesus.
Yeah, and we can go into a lot of different things. But I'm just thinking about, because you believe Jesus is Michael the Archangel, and I believe that he is the second person of the Trinity, which we've talked about a little bit. So we obviously have very, very, very different ideas of who Jesus is.
Yeah.
So, and there's lots of room we could get into if you want to go into John 1:1 and, some of the other sort of key.
I think probably, that would be a really good start to begin with in any conversation about faith.
Okay.
Because until we can establish who Jesus is and who Jehovah is, really, we're skirting the whole issue.
Right, I agree.
We're doing what we've been doing is like nitpicking at semantics, and semantics aren't the crux of the faith.
Well, and I think also we're using a lot of terms that we don't understand them the same way, and I agree. I think this is a core issue that we'll get to that point. So, okay, let's pin that one.
Let's work on who and see if we can come to a consensus on who God is, what His role is, and then we'll progress then to Jesus and what His role is.
Okay.
And who He is and what His role is.
Okay.
One step at a time, kind of like.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm just writing that down. Great.
Okay.
Well, thank you again.
Okay, well,
this was fun.
Nice of you to phone me, so I appreciate that.
Well, I thank you for calling me. I'm sorry, I was out yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to pick up.
Well, when I don't get you, then I know you're feeling better, or at least I surmise you're feeling better, and then that makes me feel good.
I guess I should share at this point that I have some significant health issues, which she and I talked about periodically. I have a sneaking suspicion it is a big part of why some local Jehovah's Witnesses have been more willing to talk with me. Once they know that I have those struggles and that I am largely homebound, I think they see it as an opportunity to indoctrinate me. But I'm okay with that because it gives me a chance to share the gospel with them. In fact, in that way, my physical struggles are actually a blessing because they have opened up this door to witness to them.
Yeah, no, it's great, and I'm glad we're sticking with this, and because there's obviously lots and lots more we can talk about. So
yeah, it's enjoyable. I find you very, very interesting to talk to.
Well, thank you. I find you very interesting to talk to too, and I really appreciate your just open honesty and sharing all these things and just sticking with it with me. That's great.
Well, thank you for listening. Then.
Yeah.
You take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.